Hello everyone and welcome back. I stopped on the edge of the river to gather some fish and vegetables and a bit more wood. Since then I got attacked by some goblins, which did net me a nice ivory bracelet and a nice shield for Hyrad, but it was just an auto-resolve 2-skull combat. It wasn't any challenge at all. I have come up this way and I found some elven wood here, which we are going to harvest, but before we harvest elven wood we have a small rat lair and some creatures to deal with. Spore are a kind of demon, so they're quite dangerous, but they're a 2-skull challenge, so we should be able to deal with them. So let's see what happens when we bring our warriors up against the spore. So we could try and manipulate the spore. So we're going to go with a social. We have a very powerful social group, so we're going to auto-resolve, nice and easy. We got some fish pies, which are just a type of food, and an enchanted bone, which is a resource we can use to make some very nice things later on. Over here we have a small rat lair and a group of rats, which we should probably deal with before we try and harvest for any extended period of time. So let's move in. Hunting challenges, we've got 2 hunters. Again, should be pretty easy. There we go. Once you get used to what level your people are at, then you can find very quickly what you can and can't deal with auto-resolving. So what we're going to do is next turn we will set up camp and we will buy the research for elvenwood. As you see here we have some elvenwood ready to harvest. So over in the researches we are going to buy elvenwood. And elvenwood allows you to attract, I'm pretty sure, elves. So let's spend our best gatherers on gathering elvenwood. And we'll send someone out to gather some normal wood to burn. So one thing you want to do is when you're gathering resources like this, which are much better used for crafting, once you've gathered one set, go into here and turn off their usage, because you don't want to be using those resources. You want to be burning them as firewood. You want to be using them to craft with. So you can see that when there's not much to do, when you're gathering, you have an expedition out gathering, it's literally like this. We're just gathering resources, and I want a nice hefty dose of resources, but we did have something happen. Another night falls over. This night is a welcome guest is seen in the shadows. So this is something I get for my folklore task. We'd normally be able to chase it off, but we have something, because we have folklore, we know that this thing is a guest that La Push is a spirit catcher, which is there to chase away demons. So we're actually going to let it carry on with its task, and we get +3 magic for a period of time. And that was with our expedition, so it was the folklore of the guy who's wearing the 2 amulets to boost his folklore. Going to grab a warrior for our hometown, because we don't have many warriors back at home, just in case, and we leveled up. Health, strength, a little bit of gathering, and some raw damage for Hyrad. That's good. Back in town we've got intelligence, will, gathering, and willpower again. So where are we with the elvenwood? We've got 72, so I'm going to gather probably up to 100 elvenwood, which should only take another couple of turns, and then we're going to head for our Defying quest. Ooh, so we have an encounter over Ostia. So there are 4 warped snakes. The problem is we have quite a weak soldier force back at Austria, so we're going to fight this ourselves. Reshuffle them. Good. So my turn first. I'm going to throw out someone nice high damage to start the battle. So we can kill this guy straight away, and we won't be able to kill him straight away because he's managed to throw out 2. But we can see that they're level 1 and 2, so what we can do is we can counter a tactics card. And because we have quite high stealth, don't know why these guys have such high stealth, we can actually play someone out. He'll play a tactics card, possibly first turn. Yep, he's just going to play a basic card. And what we can do is we can actually start throwing people out to the front. So this is our new person, Saruba, and Saruba actually came with quite a decent damage stat. Quite impressed. So that should be a nice easy victory. It's not actually a nasty group of snakes. Sometimes the warp snakes can be much higher level, which makes them a much bigger challenge, but this time around nice and easy. And we got a sword, which actually means that because these snakes brought a sword with them, we can equip in Ostra, we can equip our warrior, Nublek, with a decent sword, or we can equip him with a hammer. Decent sword, hammer. Oh, it's actually a bad quality sword. Hammer it is. So we have a new warrior there. So over here at the expedition we should have enough. One more turn's worth. There we go. So we'll break camp and we'll head off towards our divine quest. And you can see that I'm walking through very thick fog because it's night time, so I can't really see anything. I'm only able to explore what I can see. And we'll take out this group of enemies before we deal with our divine quest. Okay, so there's no other choice, we just have to fight the undead. It's a one skull challenge, we're going to auto-resolve it, it's not worth the hassle. And then we can jump into our quest. You find the remains of an old town built in solid stone with a large central building that even its crumbling and rotting state looks impressive. Like many such places, you feel the cold draft. You feel a faint light coming from the tower. The pen is mightier than the sword of knowledge defeats any foe. Take another step, you met a hooded stranger, Grand University of Cracovia. How can I be of assistance? Who are you and why are you still here? It doesn't look hospitable. The porter, here to meet and greet you and direct you to the faculty you seek. This place is a ruins. If you have a complaint regarding our facility, I will report it to maintenance. We're fine, we'll find our own way. Leave the man and look around. You may find many old corridors, collapsed rooms, stairways good enough to climb. Empty and eerie rooms filled with rotten bookshelves and destroyed books. Laboratories, decaying tables, a stench of death. You enter one such lecture room and you see at the centre a large table sat 6 people dressed in academic robes. Hello? One of the figures at the table turns to you and for a second you see only a skull. We were cursed long ago, never to be found by a living soul, and dare say you look alive. Our gods told us to come here. Ah, so they are finally strong enough to try and regain their powers and they send you to seek answers. What do you know of the gods' powers? Well, in short, we are the ones who took the power of the Pantheon to ensure our colleagues could burn the cosmic tree without interference. You took power from the gods? How? It was not easy, nor done without the aid of powerful and evil magic, but it was done. Each god you see had their own duty, their domain, and it was both their strength and their weakness. By hitting them all at once, we also didn't give them a chance to aid each other as they normally would. Dark magic? In principle, all we had to do is distract each deity long enough so that the other department, the human advancement, had time to destroy the cosmic tree, but we realised without magic of the strongest kind we would fail. The elder peoples, who would not help of course, they were sworn to uphold the pillars of the world. Thus finding grand mages willing to do the job was impossible, so you turned to the dark magics. So faced with working with an entity so evil that it almost devoured our world more than once on more than one continent, you thought all would be fine. You say you're a professor? The very notion we could defy the gods, it was glorious. Disgusting, and you're telling me no one realised what you were up to. So I'm going to be on the side of the gods, because our Lady Lada has protected us well. The supreme gods? The Lady Lada was never part of this. Why is her strength still stifled? So I know that because of my folklore skill. I know that the Lady Lada was not involved in Mokosh and lure away the wise ones. The Lady Lada, the wondrous seed of hope, and the one whose surprising side effect of our great misfortunes. Your goddess is unlike all the others, a child of light and darkness, a ray of hope where none seemed possible. Lada was born on the day the cosmic tree burned, all seemed lost and doomed. A single seed survived the burning, holding within it the power of rebirth. So our god is actually the seed of the cosmic tree. Kept her family alive and thus losing much of her own strength. So how do we restore Our Lady's power if she gave it away willingly? Your god is fed by love and hope. You must strengthen her by such deeds. Go to a place where we trapped an oracle. She will tell you your next steps. Before I tell you, you must ask a favour. We have been cursed to stay here, neither alive nor dead, for eternity, punished for our actions. A sentence we accept with grace and understanding. It is not often that you get to destroy the world and nearly kill off all gods. However, we wish to be freed now. Can you be killed? There is a way to try and free our souls from this unliving body. With the underworld shut, we must still roam Thea, but at least we will be free. Why do you believe you should get freedom after all you have done? Yes, many of us shared your enthusiasm for the punishment. We are tormented by our faults, believe me. But to be stuck like this forever, if you kill us, we will only suffer the pain of death, but eventually we will return marked by another scar. But if you use your connection to your god to break our curse, perhaps we can be released. You have sentenced Thea to death, and worse yet, you have taken arms against our gods. You shall suffer the punishment that you were sentenced to. Give us the location or suffer a death. Your crimes are despicable, your arrogance beyond measure, and your stupidity in trusting dark forces goes beyond any measure. But your fate seems dire, and there is little point in more suffering in this world. Give us the location first, we will then think about releasing you. So there are 14 options that I can't see. 14 choices. However, I am servant of Lady Lada, the goddess of hope and love. There is always hope of redemption, so I will free you. I have imprinted the location in your mind. You will find it wherever you seek it. The Lady Lada teaches us about love and forgiveness, but the face your crimes you have cannot abide. You must pay for your treachery with blood. We can attack them. The Lady of Beauty and Hope will shine a warm light of mercy upon your souls. We will do all we can to free you from this curse and show you the power of hope. Mercy and love are sown in our hearts. So intellect challenge, we can go with an intellect challenge, a very difficult intellect challenge, to try and free them from their curse immediately. We're probably not going to succeed this one, but it shouldn't cause us any harm to fail. It's going to go straight off with a decent one. Oh yeah, we're going to lose this terribly. We are going to lose this one handily. And then they're going to get their tactics cards, and their tactics cards are going to absolutely mess me up. Oh no, they're just playing Get Closer. Yeah, this is a doomed thing. We can fight valiantly, but we are not smart enough to break the curse by ourselves. Hopefully this won't do us any particular harm. We will just fail to break the curse and be sent on our way. I should have just chosen the option to go on my way without fighting the curse, but I chose to fight the curse. I may get cursed as well, but it won't be perpetual life, unfortunately. You can draw all sorts of things into your party. You can draw goblins, orcs, surrender. You can draw goblins, you can draw orcs, you can draw monsters, you can draw ghosts, you can draw demons, you can draw elves, you can draw dwarves, you can draw all sorts of people into your party and into your settlement. So hopefully we'll see some of that later, and they can open up additional options. Nods his thanks and returns debating a theory as to why you have failed. So we failed, but we tried to free him from his curse. Here we have some darkwood, and we also have some grain. Grain is very useful, so I will probably also gather some grain next turn. So let us move on one, and then set up a camp and gather some grain. So you can see that we're gathering 48 grain a turn, so a few turns just to gather up some grain. So you can see here we are actually beyond our weight capacity for this group, so now this group can't walk because there's too much weight. So what we can do is we can actually dismantle some items that we don't need. We don't need this axe, it's very heavy, so we can dismantle that. We don't need this club, it's not particularly heavy, but it's not needed. That's a terrible shield. These two shields, I have plenty of other shields of equal quality. So hopefully that has freed up enough weight for us to move. Yes, it has. So we now have enough weight to move, and we're going to be heading back round this way back to Ostroya. So until we get back to Ostroya, I will see you later on. Bye everyone.